When you're ready, begin to walk your hands back up. Find that tabletop position. Do another round of cat and cow, maybe a couple rounds like this. One more. And back to a neutral spine. Take a nice deep breath in. Long exhale out. Walk your right hand in towards the center and then take a big step to get your right foot to the outside of your right hand. From here, you might shift your left knee back a little bit. You might stay just like this. If you have blocks, you're welcome to rest your arms on blocks if you'd like to come to elbows on blocks. Or you might bring your elbows all the way down to the floor. Keep hugging your right knee in towards your body and keep breathing. This can be a really big stretch through your hips. So if this is a lot, that's okay. You can always lift back up to tall arms or shift your weight back some. If you haven't come back to tall arms, do that. Shift your weight back. Turn your right toes out to the side. Shift back forward. This time let your right knee open out to the side. You can stay with tall arms, or you can come back down to the floor. Take a few more breaths here. You might notice this feels a little different through your hips in that first position when you're hugging your knee into your chest. Come back to tall arms, shift your weight back, come back to table. Take a nice grounding breath. Long exhale out. This time walk your left hand in towards the center. Take a big step to get your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Shift your weight back forward, right knee walks back. Perhaps come down to elbows. For this first one, you're hugging your knee in towards your body. And one more breath here. Then come up to tall arms if you're not there. Shift your weight back. Point your toes out to the side. And then come back forward, let your knee fall away from your body. You can stay with tall arms, come down to blocks, or down to the floor. Take a couple more breaths here. Notice how this feels different in your hips than the first position. You might notice if it feels different on this side than the other side. When you're ready, come back to tall arms if you're not there. Shift your weight back. Find your tabletop position. Walk your hands forward a little bit. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Bend one knee at a time. Stretch out the backs of your legs. Look forward. Step your right foot forward. This time keep your left knee up. Plant your left hand. Twist open for a twisted lunge. Right hand comes back down to the floor. Step your right foot back. Left foot comes forward. Right hand to the floor, twist to the left. Spin your hand down to the floor. Step back to downward facing dog. Look to the front of your mat. Take as many steps as you need to come to the front. Lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way overhead. Big stretch, look up. Exhale, palms come to center. Release your hands down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold. Lift up halfway, look forward. Plant your hands, come back to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Long exhale out. Look up to the front of your mat. Take as many steps as you need to bring your right foot forward. This time spin your left heel down, rise up for warrior one. Deep bend in your right knee, hips and shoulders towards the front of your mat. Straighten your front leg, bring your hands down to your hips, fold. This is another good place where if you have blocks, you might bring your hands to rest on blocks. You can keep your hands on your hips or bring your fingers to the floor. Keep working your right hip back, left hip forward. One more breath. Inhale, rise back up. Step to the front of the mat. Inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, look forward. Fold, plant your hands, step back to downward facing dog. This time left foot steps forward, right heel spins down. Rise up for warrior one. Keep pulling your shoulder blades together. Look up, get that little bit of a back bend in. Sink nice and low in your left knee. Then straighten your left leg, hands come to your hips or not. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold, hands can come to the block, the floor, or stay on your hips. Work your right hip forward, left hip back, pyramid. Take a couple of breaths here. Slight bend in your front knee. Inhale, lift up. Step back to the front of your mat. You're going to take a nice big step, opening line. Feet spread out. You might work to get your feet more or less under your wrists. Bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold. Bring your hands down to the floor. Inhale, lift up. Look forward. Exhale, fold back down. Get nice and heavy through your head. You can shake your head yes and no, or just let it hang there. Create some length in your spine through the backs of your legs. Take 3 more breaths right here in the center. Then press into your hands, lift up halfway, slight bend in your knees, hands come to your hips, rise all the way back up. Get nice and long through your spine. Inhale, look forward, lift your chest. Exhale, fold back down, hands come back to the floor. This time plant your right hand right in the middle, twist your left arm open to the side. Get a nice big twist through your spine. Next, exhale, bring your left hand down. Place it where your right hand is. Right hand opens up to the side. And hand comes back down to the floor. Lift up halfway. Turn your toes out to the sides. They're pointing more at the corners of your mat. And you might gently shift your weight from side to side. If you would like to practice Skandasana, you might come over to the right. Left heel is on the floor, toes pointing towards the ceiling. Your hands can stay on the floor, or you can lift up. If you're staying in the center and bending from side to side, move at your own pace. If you're here in full Skandasana, bring your hands to the floor. Shift over to the left so that your right toes are pointed up towards the ceiling. Couple more breaths. Bring your hands down to the floor. Come back to center. Walk your feet in so they're a little bit more than hip width apart. Point your toes out to the side. Sink your hips down to the floor for Malasana squat. Again, you can keep your fingers on the floor. If your heels do not touch the floor, you can put a blanket under them. You can also bring your hands to heart center. Get nice and tall through your spine, shoulder blades pulled together. If you'd like to rock a little bit from side to side, you might do that. Bring your hands down to the floor if they're not there. Straighten your legs, toes come back to center. Lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Arms come overhead and back to center. Take a nice grounding breath. Exhale it out. Do a couple of standing balances just for fun. This is always a good time to remember to be kind to yourself. People are often very wobbly. We all fall down. It's all very normal. So we're going to start with tree. So shift your weight into your left foot. Bring your right foot perhaps toes to the floor. Perhaps foot on your calf or up to your thigh, just not pressing into your knee. If you would like to, you might even grow your tree branches. Remember, wobbling is normal, falling down is normal. It's all just fine. Just working to strengthen our core as well as our joints and our ankles and knees so that we don't fall down and hurt something. When you're ready, slowly release that back to center. Move to the other side. Again, this could be toes on the floor, foot on the calf, or up into your thigh. Work your knee out to the side. Perhaps grow your tree branches. Two more slow breaths. When you're ready, hands come down to center. Gently release your foot down. One more big breath in. Exhale your arms back down. Roll your shoulders out a couple of times. We'll go ahead and make our way down to a seat. If you would like, sometimes it's kind of nice to grab one of those blankets and sit up on the edge of the blanket. That can give your hips a little bit of height. Not necessary at all. It's totally fine if you'd like to do something else. Start by stretching your legs out long. Pull your toes back towards your face. Tall spine. Exhale, begin to walk your hands forward. Lead with your chest. And then perhaps reach for your toes. Look down towards your knees. Nice flat back. Next inhale, lift up halfway, create that length through your spine. Then exhale, fold a little bit deeper. Take a couple more breaths. Walk your hands back up. Perhaps bring your fingertips back behind you, lean back, open through your chest, rock a little bit from side to side. And then slowly lift back up. We'll do another set of forward folds. This time, bring your soles of your feet together. Your feet can be farther away from your body or closer in. If your knees go way up, bring your feet a little bit farther away from you. Your hands can rest on your ankles, or you can put your thumbs on the inside, wrap your fingers on the outside, press into your pinky toe side to open your feet, kind of like a little book. Start with that tall spine again. If you would like, you might add a little bit of a forward fold. Keep that long spine. Don't collapse down. Shoulder blades are still pulled back together behind you. Take a few slow, deep breaths. One more breath here. Long exhale out. So you inhale, begin to rise back up. Bring your hands outside your knee. Help your knees come up. Walk your feet forward a little bit. Maybe bring those fingertips back behind you again. And windshield wipe your legs from side to side. When you're ready, gently lift back up. We're going to come down to our back body from this position. So go ahead and get nice and comfortable. Start with your feet planted close to your body. And then bring your right ankle over your left knee and open your knee out to the side. You can even use your fingertips to help push you to the side. Stay here, or you might lift your left foot off of the floor and interlace your hands behind your left thigh. Keep working your right knee away from your body. Slow, deep breaths. If your left foot is lifted, go ahead and release it back to the floor. Open your arms out to a T or to bent elbow cactus arms. Drop your knees over to the left. You can keep your ankle crossed or you can stack your knees. Both are good, just depends on what feels good in your body tonight. And if it feels comfortable in your neck, you might look away from your knees over your right shoulder. Next, inhale, unwind. Bring both feet back to the floor. Take a nice deep breath. Exhale it out and prepare for the second side. Cross your left ankle over your right knee and work your left knee away from your body. If you would like, you can lift your right foot off of the floor and release your hands behind your right thigh and hug everything into center. Keep both feet flexed. That will help protect your knees. Find your breath. If your right foot is lifted, bring it back down to the floor. Open your arms back out. Drop your knees over to the right. Again, keeping your ankle pressed over your knee or stacking your knees, whichever you prefer. Perhaps look over your left shoulder. Find that slow, deep breath. One more. Unwind to center. Get to stretch your legs out long, arms overhead, big full body stretch. And then let your arms drift down alongside your body for your final resting position.